Well, right now on the Steel Report, I'd like to welcome my guest, Sonia Carlson, who is the program manager for a tremendously successful and great local program here called the Senior Companion Program, which is sponsored by Hawkeye Community College here in Waterloo and is actually located in the brand new Van G. Miller Adult Learning Center in the heart of downtown Waterloo. So Sonia, welcome to the program.
Thanks,
and I think the first thing we ought to do is say, okay, what is the Senior Companion Program? What's it all about? And I know you're looking for volunteers. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. So the Senior Companion Program is part of a three-group Senior Corps funded service. So the Corporation of National and Community Service sponsors a variety of programs, Senior Companion being one of them. So it's catered towards folks 55 and older, and those volunteers do have to meet several eligibility guidelines to serve with our program. But once they start with us and once they're serving, they're going out, and our mission and our goal is just to provide companionship, support to other seniors in the community who might be more isolated and need a friend, need some additional assistance, and again, with the long-term goal being that they can stay safe and independent in their own home.
Okay, so are they going to be dealing with people their own age, or are your volunteers even younger than that?
No, so our volunteers are all 55 and older, and they're going to be dealing with their peers. Now, we might have a 55-year-old seeing an 85-year-old, but they're all going to be in that 55 or older category.
So what do you like most about it, and what do you need the most now for your program?
Yeah. I just really enjoy the fact that when I go out into the homes and introduce one senior to another, they have this opportunity to just really build a relationship, but also some of our volunteers are coming from, a lot of them are coming from a caregiving background. So whether they've cared for a family member or a friend, or they've been a CNA or worked at a nursing home, this is an opportunity for them to serve in that role again in a really specific way. And so it's nice to see them become more engaged and offer the strengths and the skills that they have to someone in need.
And another thing you pointed out to me, that there is a stipend available for volunteers. So let's say you decide to get involved in the program, there's a stipend available to you as part of the Senior Companion Program.
Yeah, that's correct. So the eligibility guidelines, if I talk about the eligibility guidelines and then the compensations that come along with that. The eligibility guidelines, we've mentioned one, the most important is you've got to be 55 or older before you can serve. Along with that, we need you to meet an income eligibility guideline, and that's 200% of the poverty level or higher, which for a single person is about $2,100 a month. So that's something that's important. They're an important eligibility piece. We also need our volunteers to be willing to serve 15 hours or more per week. So yeah, so it is a commitment to service. There's going out and visiting people on a scheduled time frame, and so that consistency is important. We run several levels of background checking because we are serving people in their homes who are living independently. And then we also provide pre-service training. So once all of those eligibility pieces are met, then we would match the volunteer in the community. And for that service, like you mentioned, there are some kind of perks, as we like to call them. So there's a stipend that is $2.65 an hour. There's a meal reimbursement, which is $4 per day. And then mileage reimbursement is also offered for our volunteers who are driving. There's a little bit of paid time off, holiday time, things like that. So there are some nice incentives for people who serve and who really could kind of use that additional financial support for themselves.
Okay, before we go any further, let's talk about how do people contact you. So let's say someone's watching right here and say, I'm going to see if I qualify to become a volunteer. I'm 55 and older. What's it all about? So who do they contact and how do they do that?
They contact our office at the Van G. Miller Adult Learning Center. They can call, you can drop in. We try really hard to make sure that myself or our program secretary are available so that if you walk in and want to apply right there on site, we can help you do that. Or you're more than welcome to just call and ask for information, and we can walk you through that application process.
Now, it's kind of interesting because I was just kind of reading up myself, and it says the Senior Companion Program provides individuals who have limited incomes to remain physically and mentally active while providing friendship and assistance to other seniors who might need extra help in their daily living activities. Boy, that really sums it up. Whoever wrote that did a nice job. You must have written that.
I'm not sure that it was me, but yeah, the idea behind the Senior Corps programming is that it's mutually beneficial.
Right.
So it's targeting seniors who really need some support to serve. That there are a lot of barriers in place for seniors to provide service that are isolated or may have some physical limitations, socioeconomic limitations. So this meets that specific need. And like you mentioned, then get to go out, they get to be more engaged in the community and offer some great care to someone else in the same position.
And I also want to thank my longtime friend Bob Brown for arranging this interview, because I think Bob, is he one of your board members?
Yes, he is the president or the chair, one of those titles of the advisory council.
Bob Brown is one of the most active individuals I've known over the years. He's involved in a lot of activities, and here's another example of a great program that is providing a service to people. Particularly people, can you give me an example of someone who might live alone, they're living independently, they don't want to go to, say, a nursing home or another facility? Yeah.
Exactly. So you're exactly right, and it can be a wide variety of things, but our kind of typical day would probably be someone visiting their client a few times a week for about 4 hours at a time, so that they can come and visit. They can take that person to the doctor if they need to, help maybe make a light meal, just a variety of things. And I think it's important to note that our program can do a wide variety of things, but we really match the volunteers' skills to what your need is. So if you just want someone to come and visit, that's great. That's all we need to do while we're there. But if you need that kind of larger list of items, then we can kind of tackle that as well.
So you're sitting at home, you're going, oh gosh, I don't know if I qualify, I don't know if I really want to be involved, and how do I do this? Well, there's a training program involved for all the volunteers, so don't let that worry you. There's the training program, you'll be trained ahead of time, and can you explain that? I think you said it was 40 hours, I believe? Yeah.
It's 20 hours of pre-service training, and then there's an additional 20 hours of ongoing training.
Fantastic.
So it looks like they come to the office and they'll meet with me and kind of get the logistics of the program and an idea of what their services look like to make sure it's the right fit for everybody, because it is a large commitment. And then from there on out, we have a monthly meeting with our entire group of volunteers. So every first Friday of the month, we all get together, we provide some training and education, we eat lunch together. I think we have a good time together, and it's kind of a great way to bring everyone in that same space, to share stories, to learn new things, and just kind of stay active in that different way as well.
Yeah, that alone, just having that partnership, friendship,
socialization,
gathering, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So the benefits for the senior companions, what do you think the people who receive this, from the senior companion program, what do you think they like most about it, and in talking with them?
Sure, our clients or the
clients,
Yeah, I think just knowing that someone's going to show up at their door and be there and spend time with them and take the time to do what they need and want, and just really become a friend.
We'll continue our discussion with Program Manager Sonia Carlson of the Senior Companion Program in just a moment. I want to show you a couple ways you can reach them. Just go online right now. Here's their website. As you can see, it's available. Just do a search there, easy to find. And also on Facebook. Go to their Facebook page here through Hawkeye Community College. We are coming right back to continue our discussion about the Senior Companion Program in just a moment. I would think that a lot of people would really look forward to having that visitor come by, and have someone to spend time with, particularly if they're unable to get out too much on their own but are still at home. They must really anticipate that,
Yeah, and that is why we schedule our services too. We're not a drop-in friendly visitor like maybe other organizations have to offer. If you need someone to come consistently, we'll schedule the dates, the times. We kind of provide some oversight to that to make sure that the clients are getting what they're asking for.
Yeah, and on the other side of that, why do you think people volunteer? The senior companions, what do they get out of it? What brings them to you, so to speak? Yeah.
I should have the right paper in front of me and read direct quotes from our volunteers, but really, when I visit with them over the course of their service years, really the same answer rings true, is it gives them a reason to get up in the morning. It gives them a sense of purpose. They know that someone is relying on them. They know that the care and the support that they have to offer is needed, and that just feels really good, knowing someone really wants you in their life and needs you in their home is pretty impactful.
So we've talked a lot about people who can volunteer, receive a stipend, get the training, and really help at your program. But how is someone sitting at home that might see this program and go, wow, I would like to have someone come to my house And do they need to qualify also, or how does that work?
No, it's even easier for them.
Okay, great.
They really just have to call. Anyone can call. It can be the person themselves, a family member, another social service organization, the hospital. Anybody just can call. All we really need to get things started is your name, address, phone number. Make sure you're in our service area, which is Blackhawk and Buchanan counties. And we heavily serve the Waterloo area, so they just need to call and give us a bit of information, share what their need is, why they are in need of a volunteer, and we can take it from there.
Okay, well, how many volunteers do you have right now, and how many clients are you servicing now?
Sure. We have about 55 active volunteers right now. We're funded for 62, so we do need more volunteers to meet our community need and the goals of our program. And we serve about 115 to 140 clients over the course of the year, kind of depending on the need and depending on how long those relationships stay intact. So.
You know, it's amazing. There's so much need out there. I mean, there's need for foster families. There's need for mentors, people to read in the school district, senior companions. I mean, if you're looking for something to do, there is no excuse. You can find something that will benefit you, help your life, and more importantly, benefit someone else. And I'm wondering, how long have you been with this program? What do you like most about it?
I've been with the program for 4 years.
Wow.
And I've worked with seniors for about 15 years now, so it's kind of, they're my people. I enjoy
Thank
that.
you. I'm one of yours, see?
It works well for me. I get to work with some really fun seniors, or serve alongside, I should say, some really fun seniors. I think that you're talking about a group of people who could be sitting at home or worrying about their own needs and their own concerns and kind of living their own day-to-day life. And instead, they are committing to this. We have some volunteers who serve 30 hours a week.
Wow.
So they're out in their community helping others in need. And while there are some compensations that they benefit from, that's a lot of time to be spending with other people. And you really do need to have a heart for service and some true compassion. So I just think the thing that I love about it is that I get to be surrounded by those people, and I get to encounter seniors who just really want to give back to the community that they live in. We also, a lot of volunteers, you were asking earlier what they gain from it. We have several volunteers several clients, that we're serving right now that used to be volunteers. So they'll sometimes say, I know I'm going to need help down the road, so I want to contribute now so that these programs are in place and I can get the help that I need.
Yeah, so again, you have to be at least 55, so 55 and older to be a volunteer, and then go again, you have to be able to spend at least 15 hours, right?
Yep, we ask for a minimum commitment of 15 hours of service. There are times when we can kind of adjust that if the circumstances are appropriate, but we do ask for a minimum of 15 hours a week, and you can serve up to 40 hours a week. So if you're really looking for it to be something substantial, we can help you do that. Again, you do have to participate in our background check process. That does not mean that if there is a bump in the road along the way that we won't allow you to serve, but we do want to make sure that we're putting people in a safe environment, both our volunteers and our clients. And then that pre-service training is very important as well. So, yes.
Okay, so again, Sonia Carlson is the program manager for the Senior Companion Program. It's sponsored by Hawkeye Community College, and you can get a hold of Sonia down at the Van G. Miller Adult Learning Center at Hawkeye's great new building down there in downtown. You must love working in that building, don't you?
It is really nice. I thought the first space was fine, but no, it's just such a great location. We have a large opportunity. The MLK Hall on the 3rd floor, that's a nice large meeting room space, has allowed us to kind of branch out and do some fun things for our seniors. We have implemented some programming through the Northeast Iowa Area Agency on Aging. We had someone come and do a crochet lesson, and we just didn't have that space or that availability in our other location, so it's nice.
All right, Sonia, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's the Senior Companion Program in the Van G. Miller Adult Learning Center, sponsored by Hawkeye Community College. And once again, thank you to Sonia Carlson, Program Manager for the great Senior Companion Program through Hawkeye Community College here in the Cedar Valley. That's it for this week. We're online on KWW.